Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thidoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Bobby, I don't know what to say. Good morning. We are Morning Juice. I'm Tito. He's Bobby. Shark-ish is on the other side over there. He's not really here. Shark's been gone for years. We are Morning Juice, sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin. Folks, this is history. This is the final show for Mark the Shark. He's not a heavyweight boxer, so he's not coming back again. This is not the Larry Holmes retirement. This is not a Mike Tyson retirement.
Logan Paul. There's another one.
But this is the final show for Shark.
How
Bobby,
about Magic Johnson?
Can I ask what the hell was that?
I had the volume up on my PC here. I apologize.
New guy. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank Dublin. Riverside Bank Dublin, thank you for being the Morning Juice sponsor. Bobby, that was a great start by Shark right there. I don't know if it was intentional or not. Might have been. How are you today, my friend?
Oh, Wyatt, I am rolling. I don't know if I've ever been better.
Really?
The excitement I had for today's show, to see Shark one last time. I forgot when I woke up today that this was the last show.
No, you cannot. Don't.
Me too.
No, first of all, I know Shark didn't. Bobby, there's no way in hell you forgot this was his last show.
I did.
How could you have done?
Well,
okay, maybe.
I
Okay,
get drunk most nights. That
I know.
when you do that,
don't
you
act like I
forget about
don't.
a lot of things.
No, listen. Here's the thing.
It's a great way to go to bed, though, because all your problems are gone.
This is what I think, Bobby. I think
What do you think, Thidoff?
I think that
Thidoff's thoughts. Bodie, put that on the paper for another one of his segments.
I'm going to tell you. Listen, I'm going to tell you this also. I'm very excited to have Bodie. You and I.
Yeah.
I think collectively, I would say that we.
Collective soul.
Yes. Bodie was our first round pick when we knew we needed a new producer, right? Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay, first round pick. Now, you got to say it now because Bodie's right there across from you. But nonetheless,
I hoped that he was going to take over as Beam and and then
I know
for Shark, and then
yes, Shark's.
then
I'm out of here.
Then when they banished us across the hall to the annex, then I didn't know if that was going to happen still.
Yeah, I wonder. By the way, we're not today like other days, I guess, but today we are not. I don't care about a damn clock. I don't care if we talk about sports.
Have you ever cared about that? Oh, yeah, there's some collective soul for Shark.
That's the Shark we know.
Wheeling back to 1996.
That right there is 2018 Shark. He is right now locked in. He's not 2025 Shark anymore. But I was thinking about this today.
Thidoff's thoughts.
One of two things. I've got so many thoughts.
That could be a segment.
That's what I said.
No,
thoughts.
I'll tell you what it's called.
Tito's takes and Thidoff's thoughts. That might be the whole show.
Fort Benjamin Harrison, when I was there doing my Army training for journalism.
Why do you think it's called Fort Benjamin Harrison?
I think he was a president, wasn't he?
It's good.
I think 23, maybe?
It's a great question. I don't
Is that
think
what
he's
he is,
in
Shark?
his 20s.
Is he 23?
Why do you think he was 23, Bodie? You know that?
Bodie's been trying to memorize this to bring his game up.
Check it out, Shark.
Let
me tell you this. We had to do, as our final project.
His cousin, William Henry, was the ninth.
He wasn't a cousin, was he?
Yeah, they were related.
They were related somehow?
I think so.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. How's Nico?
Oh, Bodie nailed it.
23rd president.
Michael Jordan over
Listen
there.
to me. Listen, he showed me 2-3 when I was saying you didn't see it, Bobby. He showed me the 2 and 3. That's how I got it right.
That's my point is that, I'm impressed that he knew it, not that he could tell you.
No.
Bob, he was the great grandson
Of William Henry Harrison.
of William Henry
You said
Harrison.
cousin.
Whatever. Listen, you asked
They're
if he was
related.
related.
Benjamin born in North Bend, Ohio. I don't know where North Bend is.
I think it's north of South Bend.
North of South
right?
Bend.
That's my guess. I could be wrong on that one, but just look it up
It
there,
is
Shark.
a village in Miami Township.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway, we had to do a newspaper collectively, like a group of us, as our final project to make sure we were good enough to be graduates. and I had a segment. I put a column in there called Fitbits.
Fitbits. Like the modern day Bob Hunter.
I think that we could. That would be the segment right there. It's not. Yeah, it's not
Was it on
rumblings.
Sunday?
It wasn't on Sunday. I don't. But it was Fitbits though. I had to talk about like the beach, the base volleyball team or something. I don't
feel
know what
like
it
that
was.
should be like a health tip.
It could be Fitbits. I'm getting there.
Kind of like Fitbit, but Fitbit.
Look, I don't know what.
Is it better if you say Fitbit?
Yeah,
The best part about the bit is the
I need
fit.
Earl Campbell to say it while he's still alive.
Goal, brother.
Yeah, Shark, how are you today? Are you excited?
I am excited, Tito, and I'm really excited to stop this nonsense
don't
and get on
stop.
with today in history because
I just told you I don't care about clocks. I don't care about segments. I don't care about any of it today, Shark. Hop onto the chat. Give Shark's going to read all the chats. So if you have something to say to Shark, he's going to read them all. He's going to talk. It's going to mean a lot to him. Please do that. And now I guess because Shark's trying to still be like a responsible producer for the first time in months, let's do Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Okay, Bobby, I guess we're going to do this now. Go ahead.
Oh boy, it is Tuesday, July 1st, the 182nd day of the year, 183 remaining. So as the sands...
like at midnight tonight, we're smack dab in the middle.
We'll be flipping it right over, Sharky. On this date, 1863, one of the great American battles begins.
Am I supposed to guess what that is?
Coach Herman Boone took his team to the site of it during Remember the Titans. They jogged there in the middle of the night.
Is that the football movie with Denzel?
Yes, that is true. The Battle of Gettysburg.
Got it.
There was an address that was once given there by President Lincoln as well.
I think it was called the Gettysburg Address.
There you go.
He said 407 years ago.
How many years is that?
You know what a score is?
A score?
Yeah. And that's not when you find a little
I'm telling you
baggie
right
of
now,
crack.
I scored in high school.
That's good.
The drive-in.
Good. That's good.
Oh, my gosh.
Score is 20 years.
Tammy was her name.
So 87 years ago.
Yeah, so in 1863, he said 407 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived. So he was talking about 1776. He didn't just say 87 years ago. He said 407 years ago.
Again,
Brilliant orator.
or kind of pretentious like the mate word thing.
Could have been.
Could it-
I think it's just say, hey, look, back in 1776, folks. Just do that. So we don't have to do this every year on this day.
Well, it wasn't
7 years ago.
The address wasn't on this day.
The Battle of Gettysburg.
Whatever it
again.
was, I'm saying let's get rid of the 4-score thing. Whoever wrote that,
It's where Colonel General
Pretentious.
Chamberlain defended, oh gosh, what was it called? The hill. Not Bunker Hill.
Bunker Hill,
It's not
Boots
Bunker
Hill,
Pickett's
Pickett's
charge.
Charge was right down the middle.
Blueberry Hill.
It wasn't Blueberry Hill. It'll come to me. That
So,
turned it. They were
speaking
about
of
to get
score,
flanked
I
by
think
the-
this ended on the 4th of July, right?
You
the
probably right. It
Gettysburg-
was 3 days long, so that would
Excuse
be.
me, Independence Day. We can't
Thank
call
you.
it the 4th of
It's called
July
Independence
anymore.
Day. Come on, let's be smart about this.
Yeah,
Forward thinking.
It was. I think it was. It was 3 days long, so it ended on the 4th. Some more news. This in 1870, the U.S. Department of Justice is officially created. 1908, SOS is adopted as the International Distress Signal. You know what SOS stands for, Thidoff?
Yep, it's a scouring pad. Use it for like ovens and things like that, don't you?
My gosh. Thidoff's thoughts. This date,
Save our stuff.
This date, 1903, the inaugural Tour de France begins in a suburb of Paris, Montgeron, I believe.
Sure.
Traditional spelling.
Yeah, why not?
The winner was juicing.
100%. That's when the blood doping began. This date, 1958, the flooding of the St. Lawrence Seaway officially begins.
Intentional flooding?
Well, yeah, to fill it up.
Oh, they built a dam and filled it up.
Yeah, to make sure that they could have, like, that's the St. Lawrence Seaway connects the St. Lawrence River to the Great Lakes. And so they had to fill it with water after building it. So they dammed it and then ultimately broke it to fill it up after they built it. 1963, and it's kind of amazing that it took this long for this to happen. But zip codes are finally introduced by the United States Postal Service. So 63. You alive in 63, Shark?
Yes.
There you go.
Kennedy was assassinated in 63 also.
That is correct.
That's why they started the zip code.
And then also on that same, isn't that why they started the zip code? And then also on that same date, 1963, a release of She Loves You by the Beatles.
She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah.
When I was bouncing there doing that, like it really accentuates my midsection. I
Oh
gotta
my
show
gosh, I
bounce.
can't. This
I'm
is
just saying, I
too
didn't know the
much.
camera. I noticed it.
Oh, it's too much. This day, 1979, a way to take music on the run with you. The Walkman was introduced by Sony.
Introduced in 1979 and priced at roughly $150, the Walkman would change portable music forever. After an aggressive marketing campaign, the device became so popular that demand for cassettes increased immensely, outselling vinyl for the first time in 1983. Initially, different countries had different names for the Walkman. In the US, it was first introduced as the Soundabout. In Sweden, it was the Freestyle, and in the UK, it was the Stowaway. By the early 80s, however, the Walkman name caught on throughout the world.
There we go. Different names in different places.
I've got Shark on roller skates with a Walkman on
There you
and
go.
a headband.
Not in 79.
This day, 1984, the Motion Picture Association, the MPA, introduces its PG-13 rating. 1987, WFAN, The Fan in New York City, becomes the first all sports, 100% of the time, radio station.
It's not easy listening, and it's not for wimps.
Sports Radio 66, a fan. WFAN, New York.
This is New York Fan, created for America's first and best all sports station, WFAN. Hard, strong identification for an action-packed format.
The sports leader, Sports Radio 66, a fan. WFAN, New York.
Shark, go ahead, Bob.
What's amazing is that makes New York sound like a happy place.
I like New York.
Do you know the timeline with the Fan? Like, when did 1460 become all sports?
Do
you know that?
1460? I don't know. I know they flipped this format over in like 2008, I want to say.
Flipped it to FM.
Yeah.
FM, yeah, the all sports on the FM side. Do you remember, Shark, when it?
I don't.
Do
I
you
remember
remem-
Terry Smith with the locker room and
Right,
Herbie
he
was,
assigned lockers. Every time someone
Yeah.
called him, we'll give you a locker. Okay, number 78 or whatever it is, right? Yeah.
I feel like that was mid-90s.
Because all I remember is Fabulous Sports Babe.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that. And I can't remember, was it all, it had to be all sports then, I guess, right? When it was that? Because I remember Ron Barr, I think he had an overnight, like a late night show also, but I can't remember when all, I was trying to think in my mind when all the timeline of things happened with that because, but I remember it was a Sports Babe all the time. She was like 11 to 2 or something, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
11 to 2, AM or PM?
AM.
AM. Do you remember 11 a.m. 2 p.m.? Do you don't remember Fabulous Sports Babe?
No.
Google her.
Don't Google her. Just, she was interesting. I thought she was good
course.
too. But yeah, she had her
There you go.
stone cold lead pipe locks. She did. I remember that every week.
Okay. If you say so, Thinoff.
I'm telling you, I say so.
He's old. He remembers.
By the way,
Yes.
Gettysburg ended on the 3rd. Today was the first day. And it was the Battle of Little Round Top was the hill that was defended by Colonel Chamberlain to help defend the flank, if you will, during Gettysburg. And then this day, 2009, a week after the passing of Michael Jackson, he held the top 9 spots in the Billboard 100 and was the first artist to have 1 million downloads in a single week.
She told me her name was Billie Jean, and she caused a scene. Then heavy hair turned with the eyes to dream of being the one who would dance.
On the floor.
Best MJ song ever.
That
I
one
like
is?
Billie Jean is in my top 3, and you could convince me it's number 1. I really like it.
That right there, seminal moment for me. Whereas yours was like, Beatles and Ed Sullivan. Mine was Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk.
Oh, yeah.
At Motown.
Oh, yeah.
At Motown, that was a fantastic moment right there.
Amazing. Some birthdays today. Born on this date, 1906. Estee Lauder, the makeup star. Jamie Farr turning 91 today. Wow. Corporal Maxwell Klinger off MASH.
What are you doing? Can't a guy have a washing set without somebody biting him on the neck?
Biting who?
I was biting you. No, you weren't. You were biting me.
Klinger, what are you doing in here?
Just borrowing a little of your shampoo, Major. It's wartime. We all gotta help each other.
No, we don't. You get out of here, you pervert.
Pervert? Who bit who, Major?
I think MASH lasted 10 times longer than the Korean War.
And what's amazing is I always thought it was about the Vietnam War.
Did you really?
I mean, how would I know? I was watching it when I was watching syndication of it when I was 10 years old. I was like, it came out, it was in the 70s. I was like, so why wouldn't it be about the Vietnam War?
Yeah, the final episode was in
83.
February of 83.
And the most watched, I don't know if it still is. Still the most watched show?
I think
it is. Did you like the movie? Did you ever see the movie?
Yes.
MASH? Was it any good or not? I don't.
Yeah, it was a completely different cast.
Oh,
completely
really?
different cast.
TV show.
Yeah, they had a movie back. Like that's what led to the TV show.
Oh, they had a movie that preceded that. Oh.
Was it like the show? Was it like the
I don't know.
premise?
I didn't watch the show.
You never watched the show?
I watched the finale because it was a big deal. I never watched MASH. I'm sorry, Tito. I never watched WKRP in Cincinnati either.
Bobby and I watched a lot of classics.
That's good. Exactly. Speaking of classic, Dan Aykroyd of SNL and comedic fame, turning 73 today.
How many times has this happened to you? You have a bass. You're trying to find an exciting new way to prepare it for dinner. You could scale the bass, remove the bass's tail, head, and bones, and serve the fish as you would any other fish dinner. But why bother now that you can use Robco's amazing new kitchen tool, the Super Bass-O-Matic 76? Here's how it works. Catch a bass, remove the hook, and drop the bass. That's the whole bass into the Super Bass-O-Matic 76. Now adjust the control dial so that bass is blended just the way you like it.
To the blender.
Yes, it's just that simple. We've got fish here, fast and easy, and ready to pour. Super Bass-O-Matic 76 works great on sunfish, perch sole, and other small aquatic creatures.
On the air. No, wait.
Well, the camera did move off of him and then come back, so I'm not quite sure he drank that, but
that would grow. That
was thick.
That grossed me out when I watched that. I've seen that not live.
I've never seen
the Bass-O-Matic. You got to check it out.
I heard it going on. I'm like, that is a blender. They're just blending up a fish.
That's all he did. It was disgusting, Bob.
That's the Bass-O-Matic.
Yes.
Works well for perch, sole, and
sunfish.
Sunfish.
Yes.
It makes sunfish look like Sunkiss. How about that?
How about that?
Bodie, you ever had Sunkiss? There you go.
Did you put the T on the end of that?
No.
It's sun-kissed, right?
Maybe.
Is that right, Shark?
I
Sun-kissed?
think there's a T on the end.
Okay.
Not SSED, just a T.
Just a T.
I got you. Just the T. Just only the T. That's all it is.
Also, birthday, 8-time gold medal Olympian, Mr. Carl Lewis, turning 64. Oh my gosh, you did get it. Come on.
Oh, say, can you see? And the Rockets, red flag. I'll make up for it now. For the land of the free.
I'm going to be honest. If he hadn't won 8 Olympic gold medals, people would probably have been very upset about that. That's one of the worst renditions
But
I've
think
ever
about
heard.
the fact that he
can't
won
sing?
8 gold medals, and that's his legacy, singing the national anthem.
Is it his legacy, or did you just choose to pull it up?
Bodie pulled that one up, but that's the first thing you go to.
Did you? I can't watch that without thinking about Charlie Steiner.
Oh, yeah. Charlie, he couldn't stop laughing.
He couldn't. And he gets on there and he says, that rendition is from Francis Scott Off-Key.
When did he sing that? When was that? What was that
Had to
for?
be. It was an All-Star game. Was it an All-Star game? Or was
No,
it
I don't think it was an All-Star game.
I think it was down in Houston. I remember seeing NBA players laughing about it.
Keep going, Bob, and
I think it was an All-Star game.
That's amazing. 8 gold medals. You could have picked any of. I think he set world records too. Shark could have picked one of those. No, you're going to pick him screeching out the national anthem. Princess Diana of Wales, born on this date, 1961.
confirmation from our very own Foreign Secretary Robin Cook, who's in the Far East at the moment, that Diana, Princess of Wales, has in fact been killed in that car accident in Paris. Just a few hours ago, there had been extreme concern that Diana was very seriously injured when she was taken from the wreckage. There was a news blackout, to all intents and purposes, for a significant amount of time. Confirmation from the Interior Minister from Paris for a short time, and now there is confirmation that Diana, Princess of Wales, has died. She died at 4 a.m. after going into cardiac arrest. That, according to doctors at the hospital in Paris, Diana, Princess of Wales, is dead.
That
Why
was a
couldn't
bad
she
day.
have got something happier for her? It was her birthday, not her deceased
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Talk to your new producer. He's
He
the one
did
that
put
got
in
that.
the death machine. I mean,
That's
look at
kind of
their
her
birth.
legacy is her death, more than her life.
Can you find a happy clip? Honestly,
She was hot. She was hot.
She was so hot.
Anthony Schlegs right there, folks. This is what Bobby wanted. He wanted you Alex Sambora and John Bon Jovi today. Is what he wanted to do here.
Sharing the microphone.
Wait, I can't think of a happy clip.
Probably not. By the way, Tito, because you asked, it was January 21st, 1993 that Carl Lewis sang the national anthem. It was just a Bulls regular season
Bulls Rockets game? Was it in Houston?
I don't know.
Do your research there, Shaq.
I'm looking, and it's the
Mailed it
Bulls.
in.
I see Michael Jordan
Some
laughing.
other birthdays today. Missy Elliott turning 54. Nelson Cruz turning a 45, the seven-time All-Star. And Liv Tyler turning 48. Star of Armageddon and son of Mr. Steven Tyler. Some passings today. Passing away on this date, 1991. It's your little house on the prairie, Mr. Michael Landon.
I'm going to get on my horse and I'm going to ride out of here.
Bonanza.
Like I said, I don't want any trouble. Don't try it. You raise that gun, I'm going to have to kill you.
Meet little Joe Cartwright, a sharpshooting, sword-fighting, eagle-eyed ladies' man.
Yeah, well, you know, it takes a red-blooded man to persuade a woman.
Son, you'll never have this good a time on the prairie.
I know that.
Catch Little Joe on Bonanza, Saturdays on TV One.
Bodie cut that just for Rob Carpenter.
Have you ever watched Bonanza, Bodie? Little bits of it? My dad watches all of them over again. Really?
It's funny that you knew that was from Bonanza.
As soon as I heard it.
3 seconds in.
Yeah, I thought it was Little House on the Prairie still. I thought, no.
As soon as I heard it, I knew it was Bonanza. That was him. His voice was much younger.
Everyone, by the way, if you're watching the video on YouTube, I want you to know that Schlegs has got the black shirt on. I've got the red shirt on.
In case
Because I know
there's
you're
any body
confused
confusion.
with the whole, like, the Matty Ice thing we had with Tress. I want to make sure everyone knows that that's Schlegs. I'm the guy in the red shirt.
Walter Matthau passing away on this date, 2000.
Hey, Engelbert,
What?
there's chocolate all over this ball.
Look, Mr. Buttermaker, quit bugging me about my food. People are always bugging me about it. My shrink says that's why I'm so fat. So you're not doing me any good, so let's quit it.
Okay. All right, look alive. Let's get one. Are you ready? Let's get one out there. Engelberg,
What?
that is a bunt. B-U-N-T. The catcher is supposed to pick up the bunt and throw it to first base.
Well, how is I supposed to know? You make sure the big deal yelling after them.
Diversionary tactic, Engelberg.
Bad News Bears.
Couldn't do that now, that movie. Not with the way it was done then. You could not do that today.
Didn't they redo it with Billy Bob Thornton?
They did, but I'm telling you, the way that one was done, you could
Okay.
not do it today.
Marlon Brando passing away in 2004.
When did I ever refuse an accommodation? I hope that we could come here and reason together. And as a reasonable man, I'm willing to do whatever's necessary to find a peaceful solution to these problems.
What to do? I don't know what to do.
You can act like a man! What's the matter with you? Is this how you turn down a Hollywood Pinocchio that cries like a woman? What can I do? What can I do?
You spend time with your family?
Sure I do.
Good. Because a man that doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man. I have a sentimental weakness for my children, and I spoil them, as you can see. They talk when they should listen.
They talk when they should listen. It's a good one right there. Also passing away in 2005, Luther Vandross and Don Air Coryell passing away in 2010. Some holidays observances. It is American Zoo Day. It's Blink 182 Day, the 182nd
There's
day
a
of the
day?
year. It's the 182nd day of the year.
I can't think of a single thing by Blink 182 that I like.
What? I think you should get the hell out of here then.
I'm about to at the segment. I'll do that. That's fine. I can do that.
It's Canada Day for
Shark's
retirement
wife,
in
yeah.
honor of his wife, the lovely Jan. It is Devotional Day, Early Bird Day, Estee Lauder Day. There we go. I love that. Deep Fried Clams Day, Financial Freedom Day, National Ginger Snap Day, National Postal Workers Day, U.S. Postage Stamp Day, and Zip Code Day. In the final day on the Columbus airwaves, at least till he comes back as a guest.
Yeah,
With
that's
Mark
true.
the Shark on this July 1st, the 182nd day of the year, 183 days remaining in this 2025.
You ever dated Ginger, Shark? Or Shark, you ever dated Ginger?
No.
Bobby?
I mean, I am kind of a ginger, so.
I know you are, but you'd date your swell, maybe. By the way, the fact that Schlegs
My wife
looked at
says
you,
I love myself more
that
than anyone
Schlegs
else.
looked at you with some kind of hand gesture makes me think there's a ginger in your past that not a lot of people know about.
No, I
said something else that I put into the Vanilla Nut Tap social media group.
Oh, wait, the ginger. Yeah, that's okay. That's
What's that off the air, Bob? Is that on the air thing?
We have a group chat that is just for the things in there are just for the consumption of the group, or else we wouldn't be able to do anything anymore. All are Buckeyes. A couple other Buckeyes on there as well.
All right, now we're going to go to break here, and I've got a tease and whatever in a segment. I'm just going to let Schlegs talk. I'm going to put Schlegs here in this chair. But, Schlegs, I need to warn you, we are not on a delay. There is no dump button.
Oh, man.
Now, I know that, listen, Shark, it doesn't matter. If Shark screws up, it doesn't matter. He's not going to get fired. He's retiring. I'm just saying, though, Bodie's over there. He's next. I need the job. Carp doesn't. But Bodie and I both really need the job. Make sure you stick around, folks. He'll be on camera all the way next time, not just flexing his pecs behind me. Schlegs is next. Morning Juice.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I know what it's like to be stuck in that cycle of pain where you're trying to get better. You keep going to the doctor, steroid shots, surgeries. Do not go down that road anymore. Go see my friends at QC Kinetics. They will help treat you without going under the knife and without the meds. QC Kinetics are the leaders in regenerative medicine to help your body heal itself. And I should know, I've been a client there, and they helped me with my knee get back to the running in the summer and going whitewater rafting and all of the things that you enjoy. And this is the critical part about my friends with QC. 92% of patients report satisfaction with their results. That's peace of mind. It's not just a number. They're trying to help you. They're the second opinion that you're looking for to keep you from getting under the knife. To find out if you're a good candidate, go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. The consultation is free, or call 380-284544. That's 380-284544. They have offices all over Central Ohio. So go check them out.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fan favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/
the right seat. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Bobby knows what it's like to be a winner. Tito knows what it's like to be thrown out of an all-you-can-eat buffet.
You're here 4 hours.
This is Morning Juice.
Oh, man. Back here on some Morning Juice. And pleased to welcome in a guy over there just fondling his mic. Coming in to pay homage.
Hang on, I got to play this, Bob.
There he is.
I'm sorry.
Yes. No, don't be sorry. Because this is
counting on Tito to do that.
This is Schlegs' favorite part. Because when you hear the song, Schlegs is already salivating over there like a Rottweiler. Pavlov's dog. It's a Tuesday, which means the featured appetizer at Roosters is going to be $3. And today it's the 5-tool All-American appetizer, the one that goes great with everything, the one that everyone likes. Crispy on the outside, breaded and gooey on the inside, cheesy, served with warm homemade marinara sauce. It's the Mott stick, and they're $3 all day long. And about an hour from now, folks, stay locked in here, and you're getting a chance to win a $50 gift card from Roosters. That'll be delicious.
Sounds so good. I love it. Listen, I love their mac and cheese bites.
I know you do.
We should have. They should have a game where like whoever can flick them into somebody's mouth. That's like you get a point for that.
That's good. What do you play to, Schlegs?
I don't know. Till you're too full.
Till you're too full.
I honestly think I could eat 30 of those.
That's good.
Minimum.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you want to say to Shark over there? You
Shark,
drove all the way in to talk to him.
I did. No, first off, what did you think of the Morning Juice when it first happened? We were first doing this. You got us and Brandon.
You were in Worthington.
Yep.
Beamer was in Clintonville. Bobby was in Arlington, and I was downtown at our studios in the Brewery District. So I never even saw you guys. We needed to have YouTube TV back then.
Oh, it would have been amazing.
I could at least look at you. But yeah, those were bad. Not bad because you were on the show, but just COVID days weren't much fun.
No. What did you think of like the whole layout? How did you think it was going to go down?
Well, I didn't think you were going to leave after 5 months.
Facts. My life is chaos.
I was looking forward to the day when we would all congregate together in person. You never made it that far because Bobby always said, "There's no way Schlegs is going to get in here by 6 o'clock every morning."
Yeah,
he had no faith in you.
I was barely there on time in my own house,
and that was August 17th, 2020. So we're almost 5 years old. I almost made it 5 years.
Now you've made it longer.
By the way, Schlegs.
Yes,
we didn't talk about this last week, but Tito, for the first time, heard that you couldn't swim because AJ and Bobby were making fun of you.
Yeah. Listen, I can swim. I can tread water. Like there was a thing you had to do in Siri training. Bullcrap. You took your BDU jacket off and you would capture air and you had to do that for like hours. Like they just put you in this really big, like, I don't know. It's like a small pond, but like, it's probably like 10-acre pond, freezing cold. And you had to just like tread water in there. I can tread water. I don't have really good shoulder mobility. It's gotten way better because I've been doing heavy overhead presses and I've been doing a lot of shoulder work.
Yeah,
it helps. It helps. It 100% does. But I am not the best swimmer. I am like a Tyrannosaurus Rex pit bull when it comes to the water. I do not like it. Honestly, we were driving up from Jacksonville and my son was like, "What's your biggest fear, Dad?" I was like, honestly,
drowning?
It's my family. It is. My biggest fear is my family being in a water survival situation. And I'm just like, I don't know what.
You go in and save them.
I'm going to go save them. I'm going to do everything that I can. I'm going to die. But
so I saw this morning, Shark.
Use my body.
The running back for the Chiefs back in Joe Delaney, who died trying to save 3 people. He couldn't swim.
Couldn't swim. Yeah.
He went in trying to save them because he wasn't just going to be a coward and sit on the side, but in doing so, he ultimately passed away. Did he save anybody? He saved one.
A family member.
It didn't say family when I was looking at it. But
anyway,
so
Schlegs, I'm teaching my 2-year-old granddaughter to swim right now.
Yes.
And you just kick your feet, kind of cup your hands, all right? And think about just pulling the water toward you. Pull.
Yeah, pull.
Kick your feet.
I kick my feet. And
I just keep. Now you're pretty dense.
I am.
You might sink.
I'm dense. I just keep sinking. It's terrible. Let me ask you this question, Shark, because I think, how many years has it been on the radio?
44.
44 years.
The first job I got was August 1st, 1981, when I
was just
opened
born.
the mic for the first time.
I was just born. March 1st, 1981.
that?
Hey, let me ask you this. So when you got into radio, why did you get into it?
I wanted to play baseball, and I got to college, and I went out for the baseball team, and I couldn't hit a curveball.
Yep.
A college curveball.
Did you talk to Joe Boo?
And
Exactly.
I did
That's
not.
what I was thinking.
So I originally was going to be a business major, and I decided I needed to be in sports.
Right.
I wanted to talk sports. So I switched my major to communications.
So when you started talking sports, what was your mission?
My goal was to be play-by-play voice of the Cavaliers or the Indians in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And
did Brenneman know that?
No, Brenneman was in Cincinnati. He wasn't bothered by me. He wasn't intimidated by me. But so first 2 years I was on the air at WNCO in Ashland, which is my hometown. And then I got a job in Columbus. And as I moved along, I had opportunities to apply for jobs in Cleveland. And no, I was married and had kids and everything in Columbus, so I stayed.
So 44, 45 years
44.
on the mic. This is a 2-part question, Bob. 2-part banger, man. 2-part banger.
This is your show. Go ahead.
I know. I think it's good to everybody
What is this?
knows.
This is your life.
Yeah, I know. I just think it's good for everybody to know somebody that's been doing something for such a long time. And radio is difficult because it's the theater of the mind, but you also have to get on the radio when this would be a dump, right? I would dump it right now, but I'm not going to.
On your chest.
Yeah. So there's also bad times that you got to get on the mic when you don't want to get on the mic.
Oh.
What is like probably your worst day that you had to get on the mic?
Enough of the good, Shark. Now let's get to the bad.
No. That's not that. This is just a 2-part banger. All right, what's the worst day you had to get on the mic?
The worst day, oh boy, couple of them. 9/11 was really bad. We were on the air live at another station when, the planes were running into the towers, had the TV on and everything. And then the Johnny Gaudreau death last year. I mean, Beamer and Bobby and I were seeing things on social media. We were, where there's smoke, there's fire, and so you kind of know what's going on.
Yeah.
But I was making calls to the Blue Jackets and everything, and nobody was answering the phone. I just needed a confirmation.
Right.
So it was hard to just continue doing the show and acting like nothing was going on when in the back of your mind, you knew something bad had happened. And then I don't know what time it was, Bob, maybe 7:30 when somebody made the official.
When Cam texts me and he goes, his wife isn't responding. I'm like, dude, that is as simple as we're good. Was all it would take. So I'm like, when Cam Atkinson said, because they were close, and I'm like, if his wife he's not texting you back and his wife isn't texting you back, that's about all the confirmation that I needed.
Yeah, that was a rough show. And I remember I was exhausted at the end of it because I was making phone calls to try to get somebody on, and nobody wanted. Jean-Luc, can you come on for a sec? No, I really can't, as I don't want to comment on it as part of the broadcast team. And there were other guys that I was
You got
calling.
Rothman.
We got Porty and we got Rothman. And I just remember being really exhausted when I got off the air. Never got emotional till I drove home, and I thought, man, Johnny's dead. That was a rough day.
All right, 2-part banger. then give
Come
me
on.
a good day. Give me some of the best days that you were able to be on the radio, and you got to actually tell people something that was just awesome, that brought some juice, that brought some joy.
That happened live. I think my birthday is on July 11th, and on July 11th, 2014, LeBron said he's coming back to Cleveland.
Yeah.
That was a good day. That was a good birthday.
That brought the juice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That brought the juice.
We had a
It
lot
was
to talk
amazing.
about that day. And then, of course, when Tito predicted that the Cavaliers would beat the Warriors in the 16 NBA final, before the series started, he predicted the Cavs would pull off the upset against 73-9 Golden State. And then after Game 3, he said, "Nah, series is over." And I just so wish he wouldn't have done that, because he could have been a hero.
All right, so then.
All right, we do have to take a break.
Why?
We'll come back.
Before we do that,
Yeah.
do you need a bank that truly values your local business is in this town? An opportunity to work alongside them as partners, whether you're a small business or a large operation. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience working here in Central Ohio. They understand our business climate in our area will help you reach your goals. Whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution to fit your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop by and get to know them at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender. And now, we'll take some quick hitters, question mark, here on Morning Juice.
Delaware County Veterans Services, here for those who served. Located on the ground floor of the historic courthouse in downtown Delaware, our team of Veteran County Veterans Service officers is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Need a ride to a VA appointment? Facing a financial emergency? Are you or your spouse simply looking for answers? Then give Delaware County Veterans Services a call. 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Delaware County Veterans Services.
Around the world, Children International and friends like you are giving children in poverty a chance to grow and thrive, to be healthy, to succeed in school, and achieve great things. How do we do it? In the best way possible, by helping ensure access to healthcare, nutrition, and educational opportunities. And most importantly, by empowering youths and their families to get out of poverty and into employment through life skills, computer, and job training. The very tools they need to break the cycle of poverty and build futures full of promise. Because every child deserves a chance to realize their full and best potential. Learn more about how Children International is empowering children and families by going to children.org today. That's children.org.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Yo, I'm your old basketball. Haven't seen you out on the courts in a while. Why not pass me over to Goodwill? Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. And that's a slam dunk. Donate today. Hey, I got next.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, Morning Juice. I had to come in here because I don't want to lose my job. Schlegs is really good at this, and I don't want to not be employed. Shark, before we get into... do I play the open and then say what I was going to say?
Sure.
Okay, let's do that then.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Shark, Dime a Dog Night. Have you been out there to many Dime a Dog Nights at Huntington Park?
Not
at
at Huntington Park.
At the Coop you
out
did.
on Mound Street when it used to be on a Monday. Now they
Right.
don't play
They don't
Monday
play on
games.
Mondays. Did you ever try to see how many you could eat?
No.
How many could you eat?
5. Ballpark mustard, no ketchup. Ballpark
Okay.
mustard, not yellow mustard. Ballpark mustard.
How is your arm?
How's my arm?
Yeah.
Like my pitching arm?
Yeah.
It's solid.
All right.
For 64 years old.
You'll get a chance to prove it. On Tuesday, August 5th is Dime a Dog Night. Mark the Shark will be throwing out the first pitch at
about
Huntington
this.
Park. So on Tuesday, August 5th,
I've been working on a lot of stuff for you, Shark.
you'll be throwing out
boy.
the first pitch at the Clippers game. So fans out there of Shark, if you want to see him, go out there and check it out Tuesday, August 5th.
Tuesday, August 5th.
Yeah. Jan
Jan's already
knows.
said it was
She
good.
knows. Oh, yeah, Jan's all.
Coach,
Yeah,
we've been
we
working
know
on
about. Yeah,
stuff.
this has been going on. Yeah. So,
We already know I'm not going to be on vacation that day.
yes, we've already
we gave a
threw some
list
dates
of
out
dates
there.
to Jan,
Yes.
and this is Jan approved.
Okay.
The Clippers were so like when I called the Clippers, we talked to Clippers, and they were like, we told them what we were doing, what we wanted to do. They said yes, and they gave us like 6 dates and said, "You let us know. We want Shark out here.
We want
He's
him
a
for
legend."
all of them.
Yes,
all
6.
6.
Right.
We're looking for a starting pitcher.
Yes, that's what it was. And so we cleared it. So we sent it to Jan. Jan said this is the best date. So everything's in motion already, Shark. But Tuesday, August 5th. And listen, if you're
and
the
that's
Shark
going to
fans,
be a Dime a Dog Night.
it's a Dime a
right?
Dog Night
Tuesday.
also. So what I want you to understand, it was going to be dead unless you were there. Dime a Dog Night's never packed. Okay? It's never crowded. And when I told Artie about this, I told Artie, hey, Dime a Dog Night, Shark, you want to go? He said, yeah. And he said, wait, what's Dime a Dog Night? And I explained it to him. He said, Dad, hang on. He said, do you mean for 80 cents I can eat 8 hot dogs? I said, yeah, you can eat. He won't. He'll eat 2 and then be done. But yes, he thinks he can eat 8. So that's why I was asking him what you could do. But do you think you could throw from the mound from 60 feet 6 inches?
Yes.
And get it in close, not like a 50 cent.
I'll throw a strike.
You'll throw a strike.
I might even throw a little breaking ball.
Listen, you better not be so cocky. I told Jack Sawyer that, and he airmailed his a little bit up in
Yeah, but I'm a
Cleveland.
baseball player, Bob.
You played a lot of baseball growing up.
Yeah.
When's the last time you've been on a mound?
On a mound, I don't know, several years, but I keep ball gloves in my trunk.
Okay.
With
you,
balls. Yeah.
You have to, Bob.
Always
Yeah, you got to, Bob.
play catch with the kids. Here's the thing, Tito.
Yeah.
I've done this a couple times, never at Huntington Park, but out at the old stadium.
Yeah.
And one time I was throwing the first pitch to Jay Buhner.
Okay.
You know Jay
Yeah,
Buhner?
sure.
Played in the major leagues with the Yankees and Mariners. He was catching. I was so stupid when I got the ball back from Jay, I didn't have him sign it. I ran over to the dugout. Deion Sanders was playing with the Clippers at
Right.
the time, and I had Deion sign it. And I felt really bad about that because Buhner was probably thinking, oh, boy, here we go. I'm going to be in the major leagues. I'm going to be a star. He was an all-star.
Yeah.
And you know how Deion signed it?
No.
S was a dollar
sign.
bill. That's all he got.
I think
didn't
that was
get a
smart,
D-E-I-O-N. I got an S.
That's all. All it was an S?
That's all it was.
Okay. I was saying, but getting Deion's autograph, though, I think would be more beneficial than Jay Buhner's.
Yeah, but I should have let Buhner sign it. He was
I
catching
told
the
you
first pitch.
my football one, autograph football one, didn't I? I had a football autographed by Gale Sayers and Jack Ham when we were at the Hall of Fame one time. It's
pretty good.
I thought that was great also. It's in my car. I'm at the Damon's at the Continent when I was working there. In walks a first-round NFL draft pick. And I thought, I'm going to have this guy sign something. All I had was that ball.
Oh, boy.
I have a story similar to this, and this is terrible.
I now have a football in my house.
Signed by Gale Sayers.
Gale Sayers. Jack Ham and Kajana Carter. Tell me which one doesn't belong.
So we were having dinner one time in Dallas before we were actually going to a Dallas Stars game when they were playing the Jackets. And a guy was sitting there, was myself, Jason Witten, Mark Colombo, and another friend of ours. And the guy came in there and he's like, started talking to us and was excited we were there. And he comes back in and he has a basketball signed by Larry Bird. He goes, I want you guys to sign this. And Witten goes, we're not signing this, dude. This is signed by Larry Bird. And it's a basketball. And it was a big, like, solid panel. I don't know how much the guy paid for it, but it was great. And he would not leave. He goes, dude, we're ruining this right now. You do realize that? He's like, no, it's going to be great.
Like defacing art or something.
I was like,
sign the Mona Lisa.
You give me the basketball, I'll give you a sign. I'll send you a signed football with all of us and more players on it. It was amazing. But I'm like, so somewhere, unless the guy's thrown it out, I'm signed on a basketball with Larry Bird.
That's fantastic, Bob.
Oh, it's something. It is something.
Do you like what's your most prized?
Ooh, yes.
Possession, like as far as autographs go, most prized autographed sports memorabilia.
Well, Schlegs over there.
On October 15th, 1995, I was sitting out in the auxiliary press box for the Indians playoff game, ALCS game against Seattle.
I just told the story yesterday to somebody.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I tell all the time.
I'm in the first row of the upper deck. Jacobs Field then was, just in its second year. No one had hit a ball up that far into the upper deck. And Jim Thome hit one that came right to me. And I stood up and caught it. It was cold that night, but I caught it barehanded.
Ooh.
And then the public relations director, Susie Giuliani, she came up and she said, Mark, Jim wants the ball. This was big. It was game 5. It put him up 3-2 in the series. And I said, Susie, I've been an Indians fan my whole life. I'm not giving up this baseball. Come on, Mark. Jim really wants it.
Good.
I said, all right, I need a Jim Thome signed bat and a Jim Thome signed ball, and I'll give it to him. She gets on her walkie-talkie, whatever.
I think she had asked somebody.
Yeah,
she just couldn't say yes.
Right.
Like, he wants the ball. Here.
So she said, yeah, he'll do that. Now, of course, she's not talking to him. He's playing first base.
No, she didn't yell down to him on the field?
Hey, Jimmy!
So anyway, Susie says, all right, well, give me the ball. And I said, no, I'll see him in the clubhouse after the game.
Of course you
doing
would.
post-game interviews. I'll see him. I'll give it to him. Come on, just give us the ball. I'll make sure you get the bat. I said, no, Susie, I'll see him after the game. And so they basically escorted me to the locker room after the game. And I gave it to Thome, and he hugged me. He was so excited to have it. And he signed one of his big black bats in silver ink. And then he signed a baseball that says, Shark, nice catch.
Really?
That's awesome.
Jim Thome, 10-15-95. And, of course, I've still got it. Played out in the backyard with it a few times in the mud. But
Have you really?
No.
Oh, I was going to say.
Bosio give up that?
Yes, Chris Bosio.
Okay, so
I think Piniella was walking to the mound before the ball got in my hands.
The Cavs title is your happiest Cleveland sports moment. Fair?
Yes.
Okay. That might have been your happiest Cleveland baseball moment, right?
Yeah. I mean, going to the World Series, 95,
What's
97.
what's the happiest you've ever been as a Browns fan?
Oh, man. My sister and I were up at the playoff game, Elway's Drive. And 5 minutes to go, Brian Brennan catches the touchdown pass that it puts us ahead.
Right.
We're going to the Super Bowl. And my sister and I are, think the Super Bowl was in San Diego that year, and we're making plans. All right, we're going to go to the travel agent tomorrow. We're going to book our flight to San Diego. We had it all planned out. We're going to because back then you could get a Super Bowl ticket for $100.
Sure.
This is 40 years ago. Maybe more than that. No, it's about 40 years ago.
About 40, yeah.
So anyway, then Elway has the 98-yard drive, and you know what happened then, losing in overtime. But for that brief 1 minute, just thinking the Browns were going to the Super Bowl, it was probably my most exciting moment.
At what point did you realize they weren't going to be going during that drive?
When Elway tied it up, I thought there's no way we're going to win this thing in overtime. And I was at Red Right 88
so it wasn't
also.
Until, okay, so it wasn't until they actually scored. You didn't feel like once they crossed the 50, we're done?
That Browns defense was really good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And he kept converting fourth downs too. And he was doing it with his feet and all that. But in 80,
yeah,
would have been 80 January 4th of 81.
Right.
I was at Red Right 88 in the dog pound. It wasn't called the dog pound then. And again, my sister and I are sitting and it's minus 5 degrees that day.
Yeah.
And Brian Sipe threw the interception with whatever it was, 30 seconds left, rather than kicking the field goal.
Well, Cockcroft wasn't reliable.
Cockcroft had missed an extra point that day. He had already missed a field goal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was no chip shot, but that one kind of hurt. My tears froze that day because it was really cold.
That was that Browns team was destined for the Super Bowl. The Cardiac Kids.
Yeah, but I mean, even the Kozar version of the Browns was probably better than the Sipe version. They got to the AFC Championship game 3 times in 4 years.
The week before the Broncos game was the Jets game, right? The double OT game.
Yes.
And when that
Game's
happens,
over.
yes.
Gastineau sacked Kozar and did a little dance.
Right.
And they flagged him for 15 yards, which kept the drive alive.
Bobby, did you ever do a sack dance?
So somewhere in the annals of that's a soft day at the beginning, Thidoff.
Yeah, I got you. That's fine. Don't do that. Don't. Why can't you just go? Why do you have to do that?
Because I want to see Shark choke on his coffee.
Okay.
My goal was to make Beam spit his coffee out on the screen one day. I never got to get that done. I was hoping to see if I could maybe have Shark choke to death on his last day of work. But I was like, if my rookie year, I sacked Vic a couple times, but didn't do anything. And so then I was like, all right, I remember my 4th year, I did a ton of third down stuff. So I'm like, all right, I should get some sacks. What would I do? And so I was always like, I'll do the title belt.
The discount double check.
No.
Okay.
I sacked Aaron Rodgers and did that.
You did?
That's where
You
it
did?
came from. Yes, there's video of
that
it.
you're so cocky.
It's 2009.
You did the discount double check in front of Rodgers?
It's the title belt. I did it. 2009. Go pull it up. You can find it. And then the commercials come out after that.
And you got no
royalties? He started
royalties?
doing that afterwards. I love Aaron, and so it's okay.
Would he admit that?
The film says it.
I'm not.
He never did that one time before.
If we brought this up to him,
I think
you
because they ended up beating us, and I think he was like, I like the little belt celebration.
In your phone?
What do you mean in my phone?
Rodgers, in your phone?
Yeah, I got it on my phone. I don't know if it's still good. I haven't texted him in years. Could I get it? Probably.
Listen, sounds like a great way to bring in the Bodie era on Wednesday. Is get Rodgers on the air.
Do you know the date of that? Did you say 2007 or
2009? It was probably in October. It was like week 5. It was cool but not cold. So I'm guessing it was sometime probably weeks like 5 to 10. So I would say sometime in October.
My nickname also week 5 because I'm cool but not cold. Shark, you want to pod this down? This is I'm telling you, listen, it's a Schlegs day, it's a Schlegs hour, it's a Schlegs year, it's just Schlegs. And so coming up at 7 o'clock, here in the next segment, here left, 7 o'clock, I guess, it's time for Schlegs. Stick around for that, folks. Morning Juice.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers. Through CPR education and access to AEDs, nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. You've seized those moments to embrace joy, accomplish great things, and build meaningful relationships. Is it time now to sit back and reflect on a life well lived? Maybe. Or maybe there's more to be done. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps Seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Through AmeriCorps Seniors, you can support people in times of need and make your community stronger. You can become a companion to your older neighbors, brightening their days with friendship. You can even become a mentor for young people, serving as a role model and enriching their lives. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/yourmoment and get started today.
We got a higher home appraisal after we put away our African art and family photos.
Has this happened to you because of race or national origin? Contact HUD at hud.gov/fair housing. A message from HUD and the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. Bobby Carpenter, husband, father, Buckeye. Jeff Thidoff, husband, father, idiot. This is Morning Juice.
All right, welcome back in to the Morning Juice. Thidoff, he banished him. But in his stead, we have a sweaty Schlegs, who's going to continue this episode of This Is Your Life with Mark the Shark, where he asks him all the great questions. How was the drive back, Schlegs? We haven't got a chance to talk to you. I've kind of given a couple little hints on how it may have gone.
Oh, yeah. Super bumpy.
Shark's driven to Florida a lot over the years.
Not as far as you went. You know, Destin's about 12, 13 hours. What was your drive?
That's what Jacksonville should be.
Well, it should be 12 and a half.
Oh, is that it?
It's 12 and a half.
That's like 30 miles from Georgia.
77, right down 77 past Savannah.
Yep, exactly. Then you hit 95. Poof, David Copperfield. No, it was bumpy, so we had pods. I like moving with pods. They get delivered. You stuff them. And actually got a pod being delivered this morning, so that's great. But we needed probably a half an extra pod. So I was like, this ain't getting in there. And then you start to think about, I'm a big proponent of, let's just sell everything. And they're like, dude, no, we're just going to use this. I'm actually tired of spending money. You know, that's why you sell a house. You make some money. I don't want to keep spending it. So this is fine. This is where it's going to go, et cetera, et cetera. So I stuffed it in. I went and got a U-Haul trailer. And I think there was something to do with the leaf springs on the trailer. Now, again, I had it, and it wasn't like it was full, but it wasn't like it was like super heavy. There was a couch, right? There was a kitchen table.
I was going to ask you how much weight you had in it.
Yeah, there was a couch, right? So it was a sectional, but not the full sectional, because I had like thrown part of the sectional away years ago because it didn't fit in the room. And I just trashed it, which I wish I'd have saved it. Anyways, they had a kitchen table with some chairs, had some other chairs, not heavy, and then I had some tools, and then some boxes, right? And a Traeger. So it wasn't like it was super heavy. I've hauled a lot more. And this thing bounced around. Once you got over 60 miles an hour, it would just bounce all over the place. So I drove from Jacksonville to Columbus at 60 miles an hour.
Nonstop.
Well, of course, yeah, nonstop. Now, I had my, 7th grader and my black lab in the vehicle with me. So he always wanted to stop, which I didn't care. We had
Stop
a great
for what?
Hey, Chick-fil-A.
Mountain
Look
Dew.
at this Chick-fil-A. Look at and the art of driving nonstop. You guys got to remember, besides the fact that I've flown every week for the last 2 years, I also used to drive to Dallas, Texas from Columbus, Ohio, straight shot. I drove from New York City to Columbus, Ohio, or to Dallas, Texas, straight shot. And the key to driving straight shot is you
Bottles.
just don't drink stuff.
No, or you just pee in the bottle.
I
had Cullen and his buddy pee in the bottle on the way back.
Charge it to winning, right? We ain't stopping, boys. You stop when you get gas. And
Yes,
you go in
that's
there,
it.
you pump it, you go to the toilet.
Get some
you grab
food while you're doing it,
stuff.
too.
Exactly, and you're out, and boom, 10 minutes. Like, oh, look at the time. It only took me 10 minutes. Perfect.
Was Steph behind you?
No. They drove like they had.
They went ahead of
They
you.
had two other cars, so it's like
Okay.
it was Steph and Hunter and Faith and Steph's dad. They drove up. They made it in 12 and a half hours. It took me 16 plus. So charge it to winning. It got a little dicey when you're in Virginia and West Virginia in the mountains on that U-Haul, and it's just bouncing around, and you pass a semi, but of course they're going down the hill like they ain't riding the brakes, so they're passing you on the way down. I'm passing them on the way up because if I go faster, it's just all over the place. And I hit it at night, and I wanted to get it done. I wanted to get it done earlier. I ended up getting to the house at 1:30 in the morning.
You hit the 3 tunnels in Virginia, too.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, it was good, but it was quite the adventure.
How many flights do you think you've taken between Columbus and Jacksonville in the last couple of years?
It is. I think I've been averaging 25 round trips or more
a
over
year.
that time. Yeah. No, matter of fact, I
Went down
think
over 2 weeks, so I mean,
I think it's more. Again, a round trip, like so, I'd fly home on a Friday night, and I would come back on a Sunday night, and so. You do that for the last 2 years, but I had to connect every single time. So it's not just like 2 flights; it's 4 flights.
There's no nonstop.
So I have been on probably well over 200 flights, period, over the course of that time. I want to say it's probably because like if you get 25 flights, you're on like you're on the A-list preferred, right?
Yeah.
So. I think it's more around like 35 a year, so probably 70 round trips. Yeah, bumpy.
Crazy. You're really tanned.
Yeah.
And when you live in Florida, you're tanned 12 months a year. Up here, maybe 3.
It's bumpy.
Yeah, you're going to get white here in about October.
Man, tan fat looks better than pale fat.
Mm-hmm.
I just keep telling myself. My kids are just like, does it ever stop raining? I'm like, I think so. I mean,
this is one of the rainiest Junes we've had. It's rained a lot.
It was a rough
Golf courses
spring.
look good though.
Yeah, they do look good. I haven't been able to play. We got pods being delivered. We got stuff at the armory. We got stuff at the farm. That's the
Did
kind
all
of
3 pods go to different locations?
No, the first pod went to the armory, and the next 2 go to the house.
Okay, I didn't know if any were going to the farm then.
No. I purged, man. So I actually stayed around. I let them leave. I was kind of very worried because you sell the house, right? You do all the things. And I had an agreement, and they're like, hey, you don't have to patch the walls. We got people that are going to come in, and they're going to paint, and they can fill it all in. I'm like, what a blessing. Thank you so much. Got to pay for somebody to help clean the house. It was a friend of ours. So the house looks amazing. There was so much trash outside that I was like, I am not taking a chance that they come to the house for the first time and there's this trash there. Because if they don't, because there were some things in there that were big, and I was like, if they don't take this,
girthy,
yeah. And so I waited around and I helped them load all the trash in there. I helped them, and I gave them a tip. I'm like, hey, here you go, boom, appreciate you guys, charge it to winning. And then I got on the road. You guys all go. I'll figure this out. I'll get a truck. If they can't take these things, I'll go find a random dumpster and dump it. But
You'll find a random dumpster
Yeah,
and dump it.
no doubt.
Or
Had
just
to.
start a fire in the backyard and burn it.
Yeah, that'd been amazing, but no, can't do that. That's what I do with my pallets at the farm. So we got a what do we got in there?
Oh, if you've got some pallets, leave. My dad would like them. He puts his hay bales on them to keep them off the ground.
You already know where they are. Just go see the difference, man.
Okay.
They're up there.
All right.
Hanging outside.
All right, I'll
Waiting
see
for the
them.
pallet guy. Waiting for the pallet guy. What else? What else we got going down?
I don't know. Ask Shark some more questions.
I love questions. Shark, what are you most excited? Okay, this is a 2-part banger. All right, so what are you most excited about in your retirement?
Everything's a two-parter.
Yeah. What are you most
Traveling.
excited about?
Traveling.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Jan
Yeah.
like to travel?
Yes.
She loves traveling.
Yes.
She doesn't like cruises, though.
Doesn't like cruises.
Yeah, she's been on a lot of them.
Not transatlantic cruises. She
won't go on a transatlantic cruise with me next year.
I don't know.
I'm going with my brother.
I don't want to go on a trans.
Why not?
You see
What
the
else do you have?
Titanic?
What else do you have? Titanic. They're leaving out of like Florida.
Come on. You fly to Barcelona, so it's just one way.
Yeah.
And then
you cruise
you
back?
make 4 stops in Spain.
Yeah.
And then you
Como
make a
esta?
stop at the Azore Islands.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
you're at sea for 4 or 5 days. You stop in Bermuda, and you're at sea for
Oh, you
another.
get to go stop at Bermuda?
Yeah,
That'd be great.
spend a day in
sail
Bermuda.
through the Bermuda
'Cause
Triangle.
Bermuda is a place like I probably would never go unless I would stop there. It's someplace I'd always like
On a
to be.
cruise, yeah. You're not going to fly to Bermuda
What do
and
they
spend a
speak
week.
in Bermuda? What's their language?
Bermudian? That's British, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm
think-
fairly certain.
Parlez-vous
Mate?
français?
Mate.
Yeah.
So anyway,
So you want to travel?
we're going to travel. We're going to Italy in September for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We've been on this national park kick in the last few years.
Yeah.
There are 63 national parks. I think we're up to 15. So we got a long way to go.
Don't be
but
selling our national parks, America.
Who are you going to sell them to?
I don't know. People are trying to sell some stuff. That's all I heard on the grapevine. Hey, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this
Let's
question. Do you
finish
like
the rest
going,
of- what's-
do you
what's
like
the
going to Civil
two-part-
War
Yeah, what was
battlefields?
the two-part banger?
No,
the second part.
So you like to travel. You're going to go on a cruise, right? You're going to go on to national parks. You go to like battlefields. You go check those out.
Been to a couple. Went to one in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Gettysburg. You know that
Today was the start of Gettysburg.
1863.
Yeah. That's why I asked
Today.
you. Really?
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. Little Round Top. What a great
brought
story.
that?
Do you know where
Colonel
Gettysburg
Chamberlain.
is?
Yeah, South Pennsylvania.
All right.
Yeah.
I do want to go there. I'd like to go to, what was the name of that little town where on 9/11 the plane went down?
Oh, the one in the Pennsylvania
Yeah.
field. Oh.
Not far from Pittsburgh, I
Yeah.
don't think.
All right, so you're going to travel on retirement. What else?
Going to take care of my parents.
Yep.
Not unfortunately, but unfortunate that they're at
need
that
help,
stage
yes.
in
Yeah,
their
no doubt,
life.
no doubt, no doubt.
They need help.
Be a good son.
Take care of my grandchildren. Take care of my parents.
What are you going to do to occupy your time?
Well, Jan tells me that
you a member at a golf club? Are you going to join one of those
We
older guy
do.
golf groups that hits it from the elderly tees?
Oh man,
Totally.
like the red up with the women.
Yeah,
the
no doubt.
gold tees.
The gold tees.
Yeah,
Yeah, a little
no,
bit.
not there yet. Maybe
You playing
someday.
the whites? You play the
I
whites?
still play the whites.
Okay.
Anyway, we have this 4.3 mile trek that we do. That we walk.
Yeah, I like that. You ruck?
We don't run anymore.
That's fine.
We just walk.
Do you ruck? Do you put a weighted vest on?
No.
Why not?
No. I'm not looking to set record. It's not a competition.
No doubt it doesn't have to be a
Just-
competition. Just
a
some
17-minute mile, and we walk. Anyway, she has informed me that we will start working out.
Ooh, nice.
Lifting light weights.
Yeah.
Together?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is good.
I've begged my wife to work out
The
with me
couple
for
that
years.
works out together
Stays
together. No, it is
Our wives
true.
will not work out with us, though. Maybe
We've got-
Steph will with Schlegs.
No,
Not
Steph,
begrudgingly, but
the
she will
problem is,
sometimes.
the funniest thing with Steph is Faith just makes fun of her. And like yesterday,
This is the best. His daughter makes fun of his wife when they work out.
And then I'll chime in because like
It's so awesome to watch.
Faith has been doing since we've been in town. She's just found this random like hot Pilates place, and she's like, "Oh, I signed up for like $5 for the first month," and she just goes every day. I'm like, "That's how you do it. Just use it every day." And I was like, that's a far drive a little bit, so is there something a little bit closer? She was like, Mom, I think you would really like this. And Steph walks, and she's like, I do need to strength train a little bit. I'm like, listen, man, you don't have to strength train every day. Find what you enjoy doing. She loves to ruck. She likes walking. My wife loves to travel. So it's like, I'm like, dude, go ruck, go do a heated Pilates class or do Pilates, then train like 2 days a week. I don't care what you do. You just got to do it. Like, you need strength training, right? VO2 max and strength training are the greatest indicators of a quality life. It's just is what it is, man. Science. Sciences.
Can I ask you a two-banger?
Yeah, ask me one, man.
Totally off subject.
Sure. Love that.
Because I always like to know from former Ohio State players. Like, I grew up, my mother always taught me to hate Michigan and hate the Yankees.
Yeah.
Those are the two teams you hate. And so I don't ever root for Michigan. People want them to win, so they are competitive. I'd be happy if they went 0-12.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I hate them in lacrosse, women's field hockey, whatever. But players, I think, want Michigan to do well. Some and others hate them. First of all, do you root for Michigan 11 weeks of the year? Secondly, did you acquire a hate for Michigan after you got to Ohio State?
So I'm going to answer the second one first. Yes. Because when I grew up, I'm in Dallas. I was born in Iowa. So I like the Hawkeyes. I like Notre Dame. I did like Ohio State because they had great defenses.
Spells Notre Dame with a D, by the way, Bodie.
No, Notre Dame. Yeah, no doubt. That's how I say it, right? So I like them. I never liked Michigan. I follow them, but I like those three schools. I wasn't big on the Texas schools, though. I probably like TCU and SMU more because in the 80s they were really good, and my dad was a high school coach, and we could go to the games for free. And I would just play football in the end zone. So it's like that was my fondest memory of college football growing up. It wasn't until I got here that I hated them. And hate's a strong word. I do not like them. I do not want them to be successful. I do not like their program. Now, the hardest thing is, not only did I play, but I also coach, and I know a lot of their staff in certain capacities, and I will have an appreciation and respect for some of the professionals that are in their building, but I don't like them. Like, they have terrible colors. I don't know. Bad.
I agree.
It's terrible.
I hate their helmets.
But it was when I got here that affinity happened. Now, then you get out of ball and you meet some of those guys, and you're like, that's a good dude. You had to go somewhere. They gave you a scholarship.
Matt Weiss, good dude.
No, not really. No.
He showed you some of those pictures he found?
No, he never sent those to me, Bob. Never sent those to me.
So on a Saturday afternoon, you sit down, you're watching Michigan against Illinois.
Yeah.
Who you rooting for?
Well, I'm not rooting for anybody. Like, I'm just watching ball. Like, doing the show with Bob, I'm just watching. I'd say this. I appreciate what, Brett Bielema does, right? You have less recruits. You got to develop. What do you have, 10 wins this season or 9, something like that?
Something like that.
And it's like, and he was ranked up there. They're playing good defense. I'm like, okay, that's how I watch ball. I respect what coaches are doing with what they got and knowing exactly who they are. You're Michigan. You're this power brand, but you are so inconsistent. You went through a ton of coaching hours, which goes back to you need some continuity. Like, let coaches do what they do. You have all of this stuff going on up there. It's like, no, I don't like them. But when I'm watching games, I am watching that. I'm watching the way their players play. How hard do they play? Like, there's even things with Fick in Wisconsin not doing well. They gave him a contract extension, which kind of blew my mind. I'm happy they did. But I watch how hard his team plays, though they're not winning a lot of games, which shows me the culture is strong. Guys are still playing. They're still finishing. There's room there for development. There are a couple of pieces away, but you got to go get those guys, right? So that's how I'm constantly thinking and looking and evaluating football.
All right, we have to take a break. Can I ask one more question?
Yeah, ask it.
If I found the music, could you sing all the words to Off We Go into the Wild Blue Yonder?
Maybe.
You never
Flying
learned it?
high into the sun. Yeah, I mean, I can. Down we die. Yeah,
You can sing
it's been
that
so-
boy,
Yeah,
give
yeah,
him the gun.
it's been such a long time since I sang that, you know?
I could sing most of it.
Yeah, no doubt. If I had the words in front of me, I could sing
Is
it.
it the most beautiful campus in America?
It is a gorgeous campus. I tell you what, my wife still says like her favorite games that she's ever been to were the Air Force games because we were always the underdog. The stadium was about 50,000 people. It was full on the big ones, right? So they probably averaged around 35,000. But the flyovers and just the expectation that you're going against teams that are better and you just happen to win a lot of games, right? It was just kind of that expectation, and it is a beautiful campus. It's a great place to go. It's not a great place to be at while you're there, but I enjoyed my entire time that I was there.
Great place to go, but not a great place to be at while you're there.
I understood what he was saying.
I know. And I will tell you this about Michigan, because he never really answered the question. For a long time, I never wanted Michigan to be good, but we needed them to be good under the old format. In this one, you don't really need that as much. Because I was someone I was like, dude, make them 11-0. That way you can beat them and have the best seed, have a chance to get in the BCS and then the 4-team. But now, you don't really need that with the way the Big Ten's set up and the fact that you're 12 and then 16 teams. It's less relevant. So I guess I'm not as pro them winning more to be able to fulfill the needs of Ohio State in those games because them being 6-5 entering the game versus 11-0. I don't think matters a ton. So
it does help with the rivalry.
It does help with the rivalry and keeps it juiced up. But we're gonna do something real special. We're getting juiced up here. We're gonna try a little homage to Shark. I know he doesn't want anything done, but we've been working on this for quite some time, Sharky. We got that coming up here next on Morning Juice. Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Ozzie and Daniel Silna made one of the greatest deals in NBA history. In the 70s, they owned the Spirits of St. Louis of the ABA. When the NBA and ABA merged, they offered the Silna brothers a couple of million to go away, but instead, the Silnas negotiated a piece of future television revenue. We all know how TV contracts are these days, and the Silna brothers made a total of $800 million from the NBA. Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, talk about deal making for local businesses in our community.
Thank you, Bobby. Being a local bank has its benefits. We have experience making deals in this town, and with our local processing and underwriting, we're agile enough to move at the speed of business. Travis, share how we treat our clients.
We advise our clients on risk mitigation, long-term financial stability, and market conditions to help them make informed decisions. The Silnas knew something the MBA didn't. Let our experience and local expertise help guide you in your business.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Wrinkles, gray hair, and hearing loss are common signs of getting older. But being short of breath, having tightness in your chest, coughing, and wheezing are not. If you are experiencing these symptoms, you may be one of the millions of people who are living with a condition called COPD but don't know it. Early diagnosis and treatment can add years of better breathing to your life. For more information, talk to your doctor and visit copdfoundation.org today.
Imagine home. The smell of coffee, the sound of a lawnmower, the sun's warmth on your face. Free to be yourself, surrounded by love that helps you grow. This is a place to call home. That's an American dream we all deserve. But in 50% of U.S. states, you could legally be denied housing if you are LGBTQ+. Get the facts and hear real stories at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Hey Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
We build a brand new studio just for Bobby, and Tito has already ruined it just by being here. I'm pregnant. This is Morning Juice.
All right, it's Morning Juice. We're going to do something in just a second. Get your YouTubes on, right? Bobby, I always say get your YouTubes on.
There was a song that said, turn the radio up for that sweet sound.
That's what it is.
Oh, God, what a great song. Hold me close, never let me
Eric
go.
Carmen. Eric Carmen, yeah.
There you go.
Cleveland, Ohio, Eric.
Keep the spirit alive.
All right.
Make me lose control.
There you go.
I don't know if I'm going to talk at all during this one, but just because I
With
may,
the look in your
we're going to see, though.
eyes, I go crazy.
All right. Ben, Tyler, whoever's out there listening, let's go ahead and roll what we're going to roll right now.
Congratulations, Mark, on an incredible career. I'm a Columbus native, and I've never not known Columbus radio without Mark the Shark. And that's not to make you feel old. That's to say that since I've been listening to the radio, or since I can remember listening to the radio, I've sought out Mark the Shark for sports opinions, for general life discussion, the consummate professional in an industry that's not always the most professional and pretty chaotic, both on the air and how he's handled himself off the air. Mark, you're the standard, and you will be missed.
Shark, good luck in everything in your retirement. Hope you enjoy those national parks.
Hey, Shark, it's been great working with you, man. I really wish you all the best of luck in your retirement. I hope it's everything you hope it will be, and go Browns.
Oh, Sharky, congratulations on a successful
Tim
career.
Hall.
I was thinking about you when I was in Wildwood, New Jersey. Hopefully, you can hang out at Zaber's in Wildwood when you're done in retirement. Oh, wait, it burned. It's gone. Happy retirement.
Shark, you are the absolute best. I cannot possibly thank you enough for all the help you've given me over the years in my career. I'm going to miss seeing you each morning as I have over the last month or so. Enjoy retirement, my friend.
Happy retirement, Mark the Shark.
Congratulations. I hope you look forward to sleeping in.
Go Tribe. Go Tribe.
Woohoo!
Mark the Shark, congratulations on 45 years in your retirement. Back in the day when I moved down to Columbus, down to Granville from Northeast Ohio, in high school it felt like I was moving to like a foreign country. And listening to you and your Cleveland fandom on the radio all those years ago and on the Blitz really connected with me. And obviously you've continued your career there at 97.1, and it's just a fantastic job. So congratulations on all those years of service, and enjoy your retirement, Mark.
Bless your heart, Mark.
Susie
the
Ward.
Shark. People love you. I love you. I wouldn't have worked with anyone else. As a matter of fact, you set the bar so high that I refuse to work with anyone else. So there. Anyway, take care of yourself. Oh, don't mind my wrinkles. I did quit smoking 16 years ago, so that's good. Anywho, I love you, my friend. Be healthy and have an amazing retirement, okay? VV.
Unbelievable.
Hey, Shark.
Hondo.
Mike Young, a.k.a. Hondo here. I want to congratulate you on your voyage into retirement. You certainly earned it, sir. Appreciate the time and consideration you showed me as I was just starting out in the industry. I know you've done the same for others, as you did for me, but now it's time to enjoy things that are bigger than work and bigger than sports. I know that's weird to say, but it's true. We definitely chatted about how important family is to us, so I hope you get to spend as much time as you can with loved ones, and of course without the added stress of work getting in the way. Enjoy it, man. Congrats.
Mark the Shark.
Oh,
It's hard
come
to
on.
believe it's been
Great
more than
co-star.
40 years. Don't tell me it's true. You're retiring from the Fan 97.1 after 40 awesome years, talking about how amazing our state is, our community, and your love for the Browns. Can't thank you, Mark, for all the support and love you've showed me over the years. You're genuinely the best. You matter. Go, Mark.
Hey, Mark the
Jim
Shark.
Tressel?
Congratulations.
Okay,
on
now
an
you're gonna make me
extraordinary
cry.
Career. Bobby Carpenter talks about you all the time. God's blessings for the next chapter of life, and go Bucks.
Hi, Mark. I want to
Rick Manning.
congratulate you on 45 years of successful talk radio.
Second favorite
And thank
Indian
you
of
for
all
being
time.
an Indians, a Guardians fan your whole career. Enjoy retirement, my friend.
Hey, Mark, congratulations coming your way from Cleveland. What an incredible 45-year career that you have had. And we're going to miss you in the broadcasting industry. We've been lucky to have you all of these years. So enjoy these years. Soak in every moment. You deserve it. All the best, my friend.
Yo, Mark the
Kevin
Shark,
Stefanski.
Hal. Kevin Stefanski here. Just want to say congratulations on your retirement. Down there in Columbus, 97-1 The Fan. You'll be missed on the airwaves, but I know you'll be constantly defending your Brownies. We appreciate the support. Good luck in retirement. Go Browns.
Hey, Shark. Mark,
String bean.
I just wanted to say congratulations on your retirement. Well done. I mean, you've been an icon here in Columbus, and I've known you for more than several years, and I'm really happy with what you've done. And I wish you the best. I will tell you, retirement's awesome. I did do something else on the side where I work for the Olentangy School District. So I'm not totally retired, but pretty much retired. And, you know, you make that choice on what you want to do. If you want to be at the pool every day or by the beach or just chilling or working again. But such a commendable job you've done, and you left your mark. So congratulations. And, one thing I wanted to ask you, who the hell is Chick Harley?
Hey, Shark, Rob Harley here.
Rob
Just
Harley.
wanted to say happy retirement. Congrats on all your success. And it's nice to know someone else knows who the Ohio State's first three-time All-American was and still represents Chick Harley. Congrats. See ya.
Schlegs.
Shark, congratulations on your retirement, buddy. You earned it. You're a pro of pros. I loved your insight. I love the fact that you got all those snippets of me and just played them on repeat over and over again. It always made me smile and chuckle. You're so fun to work with, man. And I really appreciate you. I still don't know how you got up that early to get everything prepared, but preparation stops when the morning juice gets on the mic. And you're always there for us, buddy. Enjoy it. Enjoy your time. You have finished the race of this journey. I can't wait to see what you do in the next chapter. See you, bro.
Shark, can't believe the time's finally come, buddy. You know, you told me when we first were working together that was the most fun you've ever had on the radio, which meant a lot to me. But then I found out you all say it to everybody else you work with, so it doesn't mean nearly as much now. Nonetheless, Shark, I've been a fan of yours from long before I met you, and loved working with you. You really are the best. I'm going to miss you, miss your smiling face, miss our silly baseball talks and all those things. One thing people might not know is that when Heather was pregnant with Arthur, Shark and Jan brought in like boxes of diapers several times. It was very kind. One of those things that Shark just decides to do. And so here's Arthur now. Come here, Arthur. And we're going to return the favor there, Shark. We've also got diapers for you. All right, man? You're a legend. I love you, Shark. And best of luck in your retirement.
Hey, Sharky, Beamer here.
Beamer.
I'm just wanting to tell you a big congratulations on your impending retirement. I could remember working with you for the first time, knowing that you were a Columbus radio legend, and getting to host with you all those years ago was really pretty cool thing for me. And then fast forward, 5 years ago, you were the producer on the morning show. I remember it like it was yesterday. You were actually producing up here in the Fishbowl with myself, Anthony Schlegel, and Carp, all in different locations. So your first time producing a show could not be more of an extreme and difficult situation, and you handled it, of course, with unbelievably good class like you were. I just want to tell you a big congratulations on your retirement. I know the countdown seemed like, it was going to take eons for you to get to this point where you could actually retire, and now we're here. So huge congratulations to you, Sharky. There's nobody else who deserves it more. A Columbus media legend, an unbelievable human, and without a shadow of a doubt, the best grandparent and parent that you can find. So enjoy your impending retirement, Shark, and may your days be long, filled with nothing but vodka and tonics.
Shark, I want to congratulate you on your retirement. Over 40 years in the Columbus market. It's been absolutely a joy to get to work with you. It was even a bigger joy to listen to you back when I was driving around when I was 16, 17 years old in high school and didn't know anything about anything. I've appreciated your friendship, your confidence. I'll always appreciate our talks, the advice that you gave me. From getting a chance to work with you when you first came over and started filling in to then being the producer for Brandon and and ultimately Tito as well for the last 5 years. It's truly been a blessing. It has been a gift. You're a gift to the world. You are a great radio personality, but an even better father and husband. And so for that, sir, thank you. Enjoy retirement. Enjoy sitting out by the pool. You have definitely earned it. I know you're a man of history. And a famous quote by C.S. Lewis, the present is when time touches eternity. And your present is going to be a phenomenal gift to enjoy retirement with your lovely wife, Jan. And I look forward to hearing from you. Do not be a stranger, sir. Congratulations.
Wow.
Sharky.
Wow. That's unbelievable. Jay Taylor hired me 11 years ago here. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Well, you still couldn't see his eyes.
Still couldn't see his eyes.
A little bit of a mystery.
Maybe he was drinking the vodka and tonics. I don't know. You know, I've said this before, but in September of 2021, we had moved into the TV station during COVID. BNS Radio joined with BNS TV. And Bobby came into the studio and he said, Shark, when are you going to retire? Now, I was 61 at the time, September of 21. And I said, on my 65th birthday.
Right.
And I think that day we probably looked it up and it was like 200 weeks at that point, you know, almost 4 years ago. And then we started, first we did like months and then we started the weeks. And then we started the days, and this has been like the longest retirement countdown in the history of mankind because we've been talking about it probably once every couple weeks for, almost 4 years.
It was a joke. It was a bit at the beginning. It's like how many weeks? And we had like 150. And then I was like, when we hit double digits in weeks, that's when it's going to start to feel real because you're inside of 2 years.
But Tito, how did you get Manning? How did you get Kozar?
Okay.
How did you get Susie Wad?
All right. Well,
But I've been working on this for a while.
I guess.
Yeah. Special thanks to Tyler and to Ben for helping out with doing all this because I kept even last night I got Stefanski sent to me. Like I got a video from Tyler sent the video and said, "Hey, here it is." And after that, I got like 3 more, including Stefanski. And so I said, hey, this was like 9 o'clock last. Hey, can you put Stefanski in? And he said, I'll see what we can do.
No wonder you didn't get any sleep.
No, well, that's fine. But anyway, so yeah, Stefanski. So McNeil, who you saw on there, reflog _18. Okay. He turned me on with the Guardians, a Guardians guy and a Browns guy. And they could not, like the Guardians especially. I hate the Guardians. I love the Guardians now because they were so incredibly helpful. And I knew Rick Manning was your second favorite player from the 70s, but second favorite player. And I, and Tom Hamilton, I know you have a lot of respect for him. So I was happy to get. I didn't do a lot of work. I did some phone calls to bother people, which I'm great at, as you guys know. I'm great at bugging people. But Bobby took care of some of these also. The Harley, the Trestle, Bobby did that, and then Tyler went around, was getting videos from people throughout the station and stuff like that. So the Harley one was huge because I definitely want to get the Chick Harley reference in there.
You know that story?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Tito and I were doing the Buckeye show. Yeah. Oh gosh, I don't know, 2017, something like that, and we started talking about Chick Harley, who, of course, Jay never heard of Chick Harley. He's a Michigan guy who grew up there, and he kind of, I don't know if I should say reprimanded us, but he was like, cool it with the Chick Harley talk. Nobody knows who he is.
That was right. And so the fact we were able to do that was pretty cool. I'm glad
Rob loved it. He goes, that'll be great. He goes, I'll even pull in like his little card with him, his All-American stuff.
That's great.
Gosh,
that was fantastic. How do I get a copy of that?
We're going to get you a copy of it. Tyler's working on that. It's like a flash drive.
They got the VHS. They're putting in the bag.
I don't know if I've got a VHS player anymore.
The Susie Wad one, okay? I friended her on Facebook. We communicated a little bit.
Creeped her out.
Listen, I did. I said Stereo Quad with Susie Watt. 13-year-old Tito was so excited to talk to you because I used to record your voice on 92X when you were talking over the songs I wanted to record.
Play it softly later.
I'm sitting there trying to listen to, Duran Duran and the Reflex, and you're talking over the damn song. Nonetheless, the video she sent in, I got to believe what Tyler's got, some of these had to be edited a little bit. As you know, Susie's was a lot longer than that. And had a lot of called you her work husband, all these wonderful things she said about you. We couldn't put it all in the video because it would have taken a lot longer. But Susie was great, though, saying that in. She was very helpful. Douglas Sells sent something in last night, but we didn't get it in time for this one. But LaSalle sent you a nice message as well. But yeah, you'll get the whole thing, I would think, from Tyler. We'll make
We
sure.
got one from Jimmy Crum, too.
Do you think I can play this in the background?
Yeah, you can bet it.
Bob and I were singing this off the air.
Yeah, it's such a good one.
Keep talking, Tina.
Okay, yeah. It's it's tough for me, Shark, because when I would fill on a morning juice from time to time, and I would think about the days, I never really thought it would happen. I really thought you would back off of this retirement talk. I don't know why you kept going.
Come
with
on.
it.
You know
No, listen, because I wanted you to stick around, so I would think you would have done it for me. But whatever, Jan's fine. But I'm very happy for you and what you're able to do. And I want everyone to know on the chat, look, Bobby, we're like well over 300 people here on this thing, which is, I think, a career high for us on this iteration of Morning Juice. I don't know your old records, but lots of people are involved in this. And there's all kinds of great messages on there, Shark, with how much people love you and have listened to you. And even Susie Watts gets some love on here as well. But lots of great messages on there. So it's bittersweet for me. I'm happy for Bodie. I'm glad Bodie's going to be in here with us. Like I said, he was Bobby and I's the guy we really wanted to have do this. But yeah, Shark, everyone was very happy to pitch in on that video.
That was amazing. Bernie Kosar, I love Bernie. I love Rick Manning. It's unbelievable you got all those people. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to do it. And then I look over here to my right, and Beamer's in there.
We're going to bring Beamer in here. We'll do that, and then we got to close things up. We'll tell you what's got us juice and all that stuff. We're going to do all of that coming up next. This is Shark's Final Show. Morning Juice.
Delaware County Veterans Services, here for those who served. Located on the ground floor of the historic courthouse in downtown Delaware, our team of veteran county veteran service officers is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Need a ride to a VA appointment? Facing a financial emergency? Are you or your spouse simply looking for answers? Then give Delaware County Veterans Services a call. 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Delaware County Veterans Services.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I.
And then we.
Brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together,
established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
For the past 100 years, Shriners Children's has become family to over 1.5 million kids.
In tough times and good times, they're there when we need them most.
Please go online right now to loveshriners.org.
Your child is sick. With those 4 words, the innocence and joy of childhood disappears. But Starlight has taught us 4 other words that make all the difference. The power of play. Happy kids heal faster. That's why Starlight Children's Foundation delivers happiness through gaming, toy deliveries, and more to hospitals across the country. Learn more at starlight.org.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to find a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Welcome back into Morning Juice.
Did you just break that microphone?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
you
gonna
know
screw
what?
back down here.
We really screwed up, Bob.
'Cause we got what's got you juiced.
We have. That's what he said.
Oh, and we got a Roosters.
We were supposed to give away.
Oh,
dang it! How are we going to do that?
You know
Who
what?
cares, Shark? It's your
We'll
last
do it
day.
then.
I got it.
You know what?
Should I answer phones while you guys
We'll
talk?
we'll do it at the end of the show.
You have an executive producer now. Let Bodie answer the phone.
Yeah. We can do it. We'll just do it at 8 at the close of the show.
All right. Do you want to do the read here or?
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
the read.
All right.
Oh, you hear the sound. You know what it is. Beam knows what it is. Schlegs was in here before. That means it's a Tuesday. The appetizer Tuesday is $3 all day long at Roosters. Today's featured appetizer is one of the favorites. It's the 5-tool player. It's the Mott Sticks, crispy on the outside, gooey on the inside. They're $3 all day long. And in about 10 minutes, we're going to give away a $50 Roosters gift card. Call 821-1460, Beam.
Boy, that's a change up.
It is.
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
weird.
So stay locked in. We'll give it to you, and we'll have a question for you. If you answer, that's what he said correctly, you get the $50 Roosters gift card. And now, pleased to welcome in.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Okay, now introduce him, Bob.
Pleased to welcome in a guy that we're juiced to have in here, that was in here for so many days, and maybe not in here, but in here with Shark in the
spirit.
building, in spirit, in the big studio. Our guy, Mr. Brandon Beam.
Hey, Bob, Sharky, unbelievable that we made it to your last day. How you feeling? I mean, this is...
I feel good.
Yeah.
I was fine until that video started playing, and I was like, man, I started getting a little choked up there.
I was listening on the car ride over, and as soon as Tress started talking,
Yes,
that's when you
knew-
nearly broke.
Yeah, you knew it would get me.
Absolutely. Who was your favorite of that video? I know that.
Oh gosh, Bernie. I just did a banquet with emceed a banquet with Tom Hamilton about 4 or 5 months ago. Susie Watt. I haven't seen Susie Watt. 15 years.
That was
something
fantastic.
Like that.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Brandon Beam. When I started here in 2014, it was about the time you started.
Yeah, I started interning in 14.
14?
Yeah, intern of the summer of 14, yeah.
And so for a while there, I was doing the warm-up show with Jay Burson, and you produced that.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you produced some of my Buckeye shows. And then I turned around and produced you on Morning Juice. And it's, from 1981 till 2020, I was always talking, on the other side.
Of course, you didn't want to talk anymore.
And I got to tell you, the last 5 years doing this show was my favorite. I liked being a producer better than I liked
Did you really?
being on air. Yeah.
I tried to
don't
get
know
him
why.
to fill in when you were out.
And he said
goes,
no.
I want to stay as a producer. I said, okay.
But I remember during COVID, Bobby came in, and I hadn't seen him in 6 months because nobody was here at the station. We were still downtown. Bobby came in, and he had this reddish beard, and he said, I don't know if you've heard, but we're talking about starting a morning show because, we'd always had the ESPN Mike and Mike, and then who followed that? Golick and Wingo.
Yeah.
And they were going away. And so Matt Earhart, who was the program director at the time, wanted to have a morning show here. And so Bobby said something to me about being a producer, and I thought, man, I've never been a producer. I don't even know where to begin. And I'm not lying when I say those were my favorite 5 years, just the last 5 years being a producer.
I can't imagine what that first couple of weeks for you was like, having me and Bob and Schlegs all in different spots.
Yeah.
Like, that was probably the toughest task of anyone because all of our other hosts here, it's a two-man show, and they had worked before. And we launched the show, which you have never produced. I had never worked with Bob or Anthony. Anthony and Bobby were obviously best friends. And it was a daunting experience for sure, wasn't it?
It was. We were still downtown, so I was familiar with that studio because I would go in there and do live sportscast during Mike and that stuff. So I knew the board and everything, but I didn't know the first thing about answering the phones or doing any of that stuff. So it was all new, but it was really fun.
What are you doing today after the show? I mean,
Today-
are you napping? Are you keeping this
Yeah.
as like a work day?
He's going to get drinks with us later.
I know
I
he's
am
gonna get
doing
drinks with us.
that, like at 4 o'clock. Oh, I see rain is forecast for the next hour in Powell. Doesn't look like much sunshine, so I won't be going to the pool today.
Well, it's not your first day of retirement. It's your last day of work.
True.
Tomorrow, I think, is the first day of sunshine.
I'll be at the pool a lot. Jan's retiring, I think, on the 24th, so she's still working another 3.5 weeks. But we're making our annual trek to Deer Creek.
Okay.
And then we're going up to Michigan.
Yeah.
Is your wife home yet?
No, they get back on Monday. They've been up there since Saturday of the Memorial Tournament.
Yeah, so we go up to Michigan at the end of the month, and then we're going to Italy in September.
Man,
got a lot planned.
That sounds awesome. How many baseball games of Jude's are you going in between?
Yeah, Jude's not playing baseball. He's
all wrestling,
football, wrestling. And he can't go to Deer Creek because they got football practice.
Yeah.
He's going into high school.
1 month off, yeah.
He's going in the 9th grade. So, yeah, he's doing football every day now.
Has he gone back to wanting Julian to be his name, or is he still locked on
I'm going to get
Jude?
a video from Julian telling him that it's okay to go by Julian. And that's
Right.
we're bringing it back, okay?
Jude, don't call me Julian.
That's one of the great nicknames I feel like that we've ever had.
I asked him, they were all leaving last Friday. This was their week off to go, and so Julian was leaving. And I go, "Where are you going? You going? The guys go on these exotic vacations because they have money and they're young."
That's right. They have money now.
It's like, so,
We were talking to Sonny Styles, Sonny and Lorenzo in here for their thing that they do at the Huckleberry House,
Yeah.
the sleep out. And I think it was Zoe was like, "Yeah, I went down to Miami. It was very expensive." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Well, you could probably afford to go down to Miami for a
100%.
long weekend now. You're good."
But Julian was going. He goes, "I'm just going back home." He's like, "I want to do some surfing." I go, there was a famous Ohio State quarterback that used to do a lot of surfing by the name of Johnny Utah.
Oh, yes.
And he goes,
Fictional
he goes,
Ohio State quarterback.
That's the guy from the movie, the Point Break, right? And I go, you know what? You can play here now. I go,
Because that came out
in
long
the
before
80s.
he was born.
Early 90s, late 80s. Yeah, way early. I don't even remember seeing it. I didn't see it live. I saw it later. So I was like, you know what? The fact that you knew that qualifies you to play quarterback. I go, if you wouldn't have known that, I don't know if I could have endorsed you should you win the starting job. But, Shark, I just want to tell you this. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. I know we had the video, but I've enjoyed this, getting a chance to be in here and work with you and growing up here and listening to you when I was younger. And, our talks that we've had in the break, and we don't have long breaks anymore, but we used to have some longer ones, and we'd get 5-6 minutes and talking family, your retirement, your 401k, all of the different things.
History.
We
both have a
everything.
love of history.
It has been a true joy and a pleasure. And I always have said this for a long time. Like I said, I'll do this until I don't enjoy doing it and I don't enjoy the people I'm doing it with. And Bodie's awesome. And I'm excited to work with you, Bodie. But generationally, Shark, you provided something and a perspective to me that I wouldn't have not otherwise gotten. And so I appreciate the way you look at things from your experience and the breadth and depth of everything that you've been a part of. That has helped round me out as a better man. And
don't start getting emotional on me, Bob. Don't do it.
I could not thank you more, sir. So I really appreciate it and enjoy it, sir.
Thank you.
I want you to come back on a little bit just so we can have some nuggets.
Retirement update.
I'm
just so what is that?
I'm coming back
two-banger?
to do the Buckeye show with Beamer.
Okay, then that's fine. That's okay. Selfishly, I would like you to pop in here.
I'm going to produce and be on air both
That's
at
fine.
the same time.
That's fine. You can do all that.
Do you think, Bob, you will be around when Bodie retires?
Alive? We're still working.
Still working.
I don't know. Definitely not still working.
Which
Hopefully
one's got the
alive.
high? Which
How old
one's
are
got
you,
the
Bodie?
higher odds?
Bodie's 28, so he's got another
42. That's 14
37 years till he hits 65.
There's zero chance.
Okay.
There's zero
Of what,
chance I will
working
be
or
around.
alive?
Being alive.
There's zero chance I'll be, alive possible, definitely not working here at least. So, yeah, I would like to think that I've had that stamina in me. Shark, how many different stations have you worked at in Columbus?
In Columbus, I worked at WCOL AM and then 92X FM, which was WCOL FM. And then I worked there for 7 years. And then at the end of that, I worked at WCBE, Columbus Board of Education. It's a public station. And I would call Columbus City League basketball games.
That's awesome.
On the radio, doing play-by-play with Matthew Bratcher, Matt McCoy, who I worked with at a couple different stations. And then I went to the Blitz, which was Magic 99.7.
That's where I heard you for a long time.
Magic 99.7 in 1990. And then we switched to the Blitz. I was there 24 years, and then I came over here in 14. And we did Buckeye shows together.
I was on the Buckeye show.
Were you still going to school then, maybe?
Yeah, I was in school, and then you also filled in for Rothman, and you would pop on when it was Rothman and I, too. So
they had me doing all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I was basically a full-time reporter because I was covering every Blue Jackets home game, Ohio State football, Ohio State basketball home games, going to Ohio State football practices. And then, Earhart would say, I know you're going to be at the Blue Jackets game till 11 o'clock tonight, but can you do Mike and Mike in the morning?
Oh, my gosh.
I remember you doing
like
that.
3 hours of sleep and being here doing that. So, yeah, they had me all over the place. The bad thing about this show was getting up at 1 in the morning. The good thing was at least it was a normal routine that I did every day.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that because I'd be in at nights, doing post game for Buckeye basketball or whatever, and I'd see you in there later than I would be, up cutting sound, and then you would be back in the morning. So nothing's really changed. To Bob's point, I just want to thank you too. Thanks for being a great friend and obviously a great grandparent and parent, and I just hope you get to spend as much time as you want to with little Pia and all your little ones running around.
Absolutely.
How are you going to keep your mind fresh? Because you were always, you were always sharp as a tack. Like, you're not going to have this every day where you're going to be interacting and have your brain cylinders firing. How are you going to keep
I'm going to read. I'm going to do a lot of reading.
All right.
No doubt about that. Bob, before we get out of here, we got to do That's What
Absolutely.
He said.
I got a question for you. Schlegs moved back. He was talking about his move. Packed in pods. How many pods did it take for Schlegs to get his stuff back here to Ohio? 614-821-1460 is the number. You answer that question right, you get a $50 Roosters gift card here on this Appetizer Tuesday. And I cannot believe we are closing this up. But, Shark, it's been a wonderful 44-year run. Beam, it's been great to have you back in here as well. Thank you, Bodie, for being here the next couple of days. You're going to do a great job. Thanks for Schlegs for coming in. Thanks to everybody that put the work in. Tyler and Ben putting together an unbelievable video. Jeff did so much work on that, so he gets a lot of credit as well. I just made a couple calls. He made a ton. And so, Shark, enjoy it.
You got to let him sign.
You know what, sir? That is a great point.
I know you have a catchphrase.
Come out to Huntington Park on what's the date?
August 5th.
August 5th. I'll be throwing out the first pitch. Diamond Dog Night. And what can I say? If I don't see you sooner, I'll see you later.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I know what it's like to be stuck in that cycle of pain where you're trying to get better. You keep going to the doctor, steroid shots, surgeries. Do not go down that road anymore. Go see my friends at QC Kinetics. They will help treat you without going under the knife and without the meds. QC Kinetics are the leaders in regenerative medicine to help your body heal itself. And I should know, I've been a client there, and they helped me with my knee get back to the running in the summer and go on whitewater rafting and all of the things that you enjoy. And this is the critical part about my friends with QC. 92% of patients report satisfaction with their results. That's peace of mind. It's not just a number. They're trying to help you. They're the second opinion that you're looking for to keep you from getting under the knife. To find out if you're a good candidate, go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. The consultation is free, or call 380-284544. That's 380-284544. They have offices all over Central Ohio. So go check them out.
Your child's oral health milestones matter. By age 1, see a pediatric dentist to establish good oral health habits. At 7, see an orthodontist to check your child's bite, teeth, and jaws. Around 15, visit an oral and maxillofacial surgeon to have your child's wisdom teeth examined. Remember, milestones met, healthy teeth set. Visit milestonesmet.org.
Hi, I'm Kim Holderness.
And I'm Penn Holderness. You don't have to have an amazing race to the doctor, but you should make time for routine cancer screenings.
I schedule my mammogram and other cancer screenings around my birthday and then treat myself to lunch.
I do too, because, of course, everyone likes lunch.
The C word can be scary, but routine screenings can detect cancer before symptoms appear.
And early detection equals better outcomes.
Go to preventcancer.org to find out which cancer screenings you need.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them, safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together, all of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org.